right, so we're going to talk about 11.4. If you want to go to the front, you will need a highlighter. Pretty much for 3/4 of the year, we're going to be talking about volume, which are three-dimensional objects. So you need to first learn things about them. A three-dimensional figure or solid is bounded by flat or curved spaces that enclose a single region of space. A polyhedron, is your first blank, is a solid that is bounded by polygons, called faces. We're going to stop there. So you're going to fill in polyhedron. A polyhedron is a solid that is bounded by polygons. What makes a polygon a polygon? I have yet to have a class answer.
It is two-dimensional. That's size. It only has one face.
Can you repeat the question?
It is two-dimensional, you're not wrong. But let's talk about it. Is a triangle a polygon?
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it has more.
Is a, listen, shape is not good enough. Multiple sides, okay. Is a circle a shape? Sorry, is a circle a polygon? No, it is not. So when it says polygons, polygons are made up of line segments, sides, straight lines. So a polyhedron has no circular anything, no curves, no anything. So I would write that in. Because on your quiz and test, it's going to ask, is this a polyhedron? It's meant to be an easy question. But if you don't look over that, it will not make sense to you. So make sure you know it's made up of straight lines and no curved edges. What are you saying? Okay. So no curved edges, made up only of straight lines. All right, so each edge is a line segment. You'll see it's written in the red here. Each vertex is the corner of the polygon. So how many vertices are in this shape, do you think? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's 8. And then the plural of polyhedron is either polyhedra or polyhedrons. We would say polyhedrons, but your textbook says polyhedra, and they're both fine. Okay? So when we go to the next section, types of solids. This part is extremely important in this section. First type are polyhedra. Second type are not polyhedra. So you see those boxes, that's what you fill into those boxes. Polyhedra and then not polyhedra. So polyhedra and not polyhedra. So why are prisms and pyramids polyhedra? They are all straight lines. There's no curved edges. Whereas these, a cylinder, curved edges. We got circles everywhere. Okay, so those are not polyhedra. The next sections are all over prisms, and then pyramids, and then cones, and then spheres. So you're going to see them broken down into a bunch of sections. To name a prism or pyramid, which is what you're going to be doing in this section, use the shape of the base. That is what you're going to highlight. To name a prism or a pyramid, use the shape of the base. Then I'm going to tell you about the bases. It's the first sentence. So to name a prism or pyramid, use the shape of the base. A prism has two parallel and congruent bases. I would write that in as two parallel and congruent bases. I'd write it right next to prism. A prism has two parallel and congruent bases. Whereas a pyramid, how many bases do you think it has? It has one base. And it is a cross from the point. I figure you guys know what that means. In a pyramid. Most of your homework is naming these shapes. So in the first, it's a prism. This one is actually a special prism because it could be called, what kind of prism? Just if you had to guess.
Rectangular.
It's a rectangular. There are many things that you could call the base. You could call the front and the back the bases. You could call the sides the bases. You could call the top and the bottom the base. But they're all rectangles, so they're all rectangular. It doesn't matter which one you call the base. On this pyramid, however, we want the side that is across from the top, the point right there. So that would be this shape. So what kind of pyramid do we think this is? A square pyramid, possibly, or a rectangular pyramid. We don't know what this is. So either a square pyramid or a rectangular pyramid. The same thing. This is a pentagon, a prism, because how many pentagons are there in this prism? There's 2, and they're on the top and the bottom. Okay, and this is a triangular pyramid, because here is the base. Okay, it's always directly across from where all of the sides come together. So a triangular pyramid. We're going to go ahead and flip and name our own. Letter A, do we think this is a polyhedron? Yes, it is. Do we think it's a prism or a pyramid? A prism. What kind of prism? A rectangular prism. So you're going to put yes, it's a rectangular prism. So that's all you need to write. Mine has sentences. You can just write yes, a rectangular prism. Letter B, do we think it's a polyhedron?
Yes.
It's made up of a completely straight line, so that's a yes. Is it a prism or a pyramid? It's not. It is a pyramid. Remember, the base is always directly across from that point. So what do we think?
Hexagon.
Yeah, so we would say hexagonal, technically. Hexagonal. Don't stress out about it if you forget that. The main thing is a hexagon. Hexagonal pyramid. It's not. These are all straight lines. And then letter C, do we think it's a polyhedron?
No.
No. What is it, though?
Cone.
A cone. So no, it's a cone. Those were the answers you were looking for. The next section says tell if each is a polyhedron. Number 1, what do we think? That's a yes. Number 2, that'd be a no. The last thing is called a cross section. Imagine a plane slicing through a solid. The intersection of the plane and the solid is called a cross section. Here are 3 different types. What you're going to be looking at, you should be looking at the screen because it's not on your paper yet. You're looking at what's purple on my screen, and you're going to be telling me what shape this is. It already says it on the screen. It's going to be a square. This one would be a rectangle. Okay, you're looking again at the purple, the shaded area where this piece of paper and the 3D object come together. Then the last, this little tiny piece, would be a triangle. So on ours, we're going to be doing the same thing. Yours is in black and white, so if you would like to be kind of shading what is supposed to be the cross section, you could highlight it too, that works. So letter A, what do we think this shape is? It is a hexagon. Letter B, what do we think? Triangle. Letter C is hard to see on your paper because it is black and white. Well, the whole object is a cylinder, but we're looking at the rectangle. So that's why I said that one is harder to see because of it being in black and white. All right, the next one, it is a circle. The next one is hard for some people to see. They say one thing, but this is a sphere. What is a sphere a three-dimensional shape of? Okay, so no, think about it. A circle. So it's not going to be, some people are saying oval. It is not an oval. It's going to still be a circle. Many people. It's a circle. The last one. What are we thinking? Trapezoid. So, what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid? I'm going to put this on a quiz.
The two bases aren't the same length.
Nope. These are the bases. Nope. One pair of parallel sides. I'd write it down. What's it called when it has two pairs of parallel sides? Nope. Nope. It's a type of rectangle. Or rectangle is a type of this. Think of the word parallel. Parallelogram. Parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. Trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides. You will need to be able to see a trapezoid because that is what tomorrow's over, and that is what Monday's over as well.